Why is my sex machine broken? That's what 161 men on Reddit are asking. I've been putting niceness tokens into the machine, but it's not dispensing sex. That got 131 upvotes. I used to think the same way. I'd work my ass off for my family, come home to nothing, and wonder what the hell I was doing wrong. I'd do the dishes, bring flowers, rub her back, putting in those niceness tokens. And when nothing happened, I felt like she was treating me like the enemy. And here's what I've learned after several failed marriages. I'm embarrassed to even say that, by the way, but it's true. Me and relationships have not had a great trajectory up until now. So, she wasn't a broken sex machine. First off, you shouldn't even think of your wife as a sex machine, by the way. And many of us do. So we will dive into that topic maybe another time. So at any rate, she had an empty love tank. And I was trying to fill it with the wrong fuel. Have you ever accidentally put diesel fuel instead of regular fuel in your vehicle? Hopefully you've never done that. Actually, I did put regular fuel in my 2-cycle chainsaw the other day, and it ruined the motor. So again, the wrong fuel is going to have the wrong effect. So religious shame had me so twisted that I married women just because I was sleeping with them. It's true. I love the idea of marriage, and I always wanted one partner, but I didn't know how love tanks actually work. I'm Josh, and today I'm going to show you why your wife's love tank is running on empty and what fuel she actually needs. Nobody asked me what I wanted. They just wanted to take from me. That's what 190 women said on Reddit. And it's exactly what's happening when you treat your wife like a sex machine. Think about it. When her love tank is empty and everyone's trying to take from it, she shuts down. The kids need her body for hugs, food, care. You need her body for sex. Her boss needs her mind for work, and hopefully that's all he needs it for. Sex becomes another thing that another body is demanding of your body. 367 people upvoted that because it's true. When someone's love tank is running on empty, you're not making a deposit. You're trying to withdraw from an empty account. And that's when she starts to feel like you see her as a sex machine. Put in niceness tokens, get out sex. Do the dishes, earn physical intimacy. Bring flowers, deserve her body. Being touched out is the worst feeling in my entire life. When I first heard my wife say that, I took it personally. I thought she was rejecting me. But that's the sound of an empty love tank talking. The drain on mothers is beyond intense. 2,700 people know this feeling. She's giving all day long, and by the time you want intimacy, there is nothing left. And here's what I didn't understand. Acts of service won't fill a love tank that needs emotional safety first. You can do every chore in the house, but if she doesn't feel spiritually seen and emotionally safe with you, her tank stays empty. The marriage has become two roommates in a co-parenting situation. And that's what happens when both tanks run dry. In fact, that is exactly what happened with one of my relationships. We did great together as far as doing the household chores, making sure the bills were paid, all of that. But the intimacy, zippo, gone, nothing, nada. It drove me crazy. Anyway, we'll talk more about that. That's where I was, angry, resentful, lost. But what if the real problem wasn't her, but the kind of fuel I was giving? I gotta tell you, as the spiritual leader of the family, I take it as my responsibility to fill her love tank correctly with the right fuel. And whatever happened in that relationship, I take wholeheartedly 100% the blame. And that might be a little harsh. I know it takes two to tango, but seriously, if I had been a better husband, if I had been able to communicate better, if I had known more what was going on within me, then I probably could have salvaged everything. But no, I was young, immature, unable to communicate, and knew nothing about what comes after being on the planet for many years. So what's the right fuel for her love tank? It's not more chores. It's not more compliments. It's not even more date nights. Love tanks fill when women feel spiritually safe, emotionally seen, genuinely valued, not like another person who wants something from their body. Excuse me. So here's what changed for us. My wife and I pray together every day. We connect spiritually first. I see her soul, not just her physical needs. I lead our relationship from spiritual maturity and not from physical desires. In my experience, when her love tank stays full, when she feels deeply loved for who she is, not for what she gives me, intimacy flows naturally. Not because she's obligated, but because giving becomes her joy and not her burden. When you fill her love tank with the right fuel, spiritual leadership, emotional safety, genuine connection, physical intimacy flows naturally. She doesn't feel like a sex machine dispensing sex. She feels like a woman being loved completely. That's what spiritual leadership actually looks like in marriage. I don't know what else to do. If that's where you are right now, listen to me. Your wife's love tank isn't broken. You've just been using the wrong fuel. Now, I learned the hard way through multiple marriages, and religious shame had me all twisted up. Like I said, I thought acts of service were love tank fuel, but her love tank needed spiritual leadership, and I was seriously lacking in that department. She needed someone who could see her soul, not just her body. And here's what I've learned. When you fill her love tank with spiritual connection first, physical intimacy flows naturally. In our marriage, intimacy became natural and joyful instead of demanding and draining. And not because she's obligated, like I've said, but because her love tank is so full that giving becomes her joy. And isn't that really what you want from your wife? You're not wrong for wanting sex. God designed you that way, but you can't get sacred intimacy through transactional behavior. And if this hits you in the gut, type tank in the comments. Subscribe if you're ready to stop running on empty and start leading with real love. And if you know another man whose wife's love tank is running on empty, send this to him. He needs to understand the difference between demanding from an empty tank and filling one with the right fuel. Stop trying to fix a broken sex machine. Start learning how to fill a love tank. That's what real spiritual leaders do.